Welcome back to Explaining Everything, the channel where we dive into the stories and mysteries behind everyday things. Today's question comes from one of our curious viewers at Pickle Professor 22. Thanks for the suggestion, Professor. You asked, what is fermentation and why is it used in food? If you've ever wondered why bread rises, why yogurt tastes tangy, or why your fridge sometimes smells like a science experiment, you're in the right place. Today, we're peeling back the layers of fermentation, the ancient, slightly weird, and fascinating process that turns simple ingredients into culinary legends. So, if you're ready to get a little funky and learn why microbes are the real chefs, stick around because we're cracking open the secrets of fermentation right here on Explaining Everything. Fermentation is like the original science fair project, but with snacks. It's a metabolic process where microorganisms like yeast or bacteria convert sugars into other stuff, most commonly alcohol, gases, or acids. These microbes eat sugar and poop out something useful. Gross? Maybe. Genius? Absolutely. There are different types of fermentation. Alcoholic fermentation, used for beer and wine. Lactic acid fermentation, used for yogurt, pickles, and sauerkraut. And acetic acid fermentation. That's how we get vinegar. Each type has its microbial cast, doing the backstage work. And the best part? Humans have been doing this for thousands of years. Before refrigeration, fermentation was how people kept food from turning into a moldy science experiment. Spoiler alert, it still sometimes looks like a moldy science experiment. Fermentation is old, like accidentally invented while trying not to starve, old. Some of the earliest records of fermented foods date back over 9,000 years. Ancient Mesopotamians were brewing beer. Egyptians were baking sourdough. The Chinese were fermenting soybeans. Everyone was just kind of winging it, and it worked. Imagine being the first person to look at a bubbling, funky-smelling liquid and say, "You know what? I'm going to drink that." Bold, iconic, possibly a dare. Over time, humans realized that fermentation not only made food last longer, but it also made it tastier, and sometimes just a little bit dangerous, in the best way. Fermentation relies on tiny, hard-working organisms, yeast and bacteria. They might be microscopic, but they're the real MVPs in your fridge. Yeast. These single-celled fungi are party animals. They love sugar and produce alcohol and carbon dioxide as byproducts. No yeast, no bread, no beer, no wine, no fun. Lactic acid bacteria, found in yogurt, pickles, kimchi, and your grandma's questionable homemade relish. These guys turn sugar into lactic acid, giving food a tangy kick and preventing bad bacteria from crashing the party. Acetobacter. The bacteria responsible for turning alcohol into vinegar. The buzzkill of the microbe world. Each of these microscopic critters adds flavor, texture, and safety to food. Plus, they make your kitchen smell like you're one potion away from wizard school. You might think, isn't fermentation just fancy rot? Yes, but it's the controlled kind of rot, like turning chaos into deliciousness. Here's why fermentation is still a big deal in food today. Flavor boost. Fermentation adds complexity and umami. That's chef speak for, this tastes awesome. Preservation. Before fridges, fermentation kept food edible. Salt plus microbes equals no medieval food poisoning. health benefits. Probiotics, baby! Fermented foods help your gut do its thing. Yogurt isn't just a breakfast choice, it's a digestive superhero. Fun with texture, bubbly, fizzy, crunchy, gooey. Fermentation does it all. Kombucha, fizzy tea. Kimchi, crunchy spice bomb. Cheese, wiggly dairy magic, natural and sustainable. Fermenting is eco-friendly, requires minimal energy, and gives you bragging rights at farmers' markets. Plus, let's be honest, it's kind of fun watching a jar slowly bubble and mutter to itself on your counter like it's plotting something. You probably eat fermented food every day without realizing it. It's not just for food hipsters or mad scientists. Bread. Thank yeast for the fluff. Cheese. Milk plus bacteria equals culinary wizardry. Yogurt. Friendly bacteria making your breakfast better. Beer and wine. Cheers to microbial chemistry. Pickles and sauerkraut. Salty, tangy veggie sorcery. Soy sauce and miso. Umami in liquid and paste form. Kombucha. Slightly terrifying, but very trendy. Kimchi. Korea's national treasure of spice and crunch. Sourdough starter. That wild, bubbly culture that turns simple flour and water into tangy, chewy bread with a personality all its own. If it's tangy, fizzy, funky, or smells slightly alarming, it might be fermented. Not every fermentation story is a success. Sometimes it's a horror movie. The smell? Not a vibe. The look? Suspicious. Is the jar lid exploding? Terrifying. Fermentation is a delicate balance. The wrong temperatures, contamination, or a lazy yeast colony, and suddenly your homemade sauerkraut is more like a biology experiment gone rogue. Pro tip: if it grows fur, glows in the dark, or tries to communicate, maybe skip the taste test. Fermentation is the ancient, slightly chaotic, and incredibly tasty process of letting microbes do the cooking. It's science. It's tradition. It's your funky best friend in the pantry. So next time you bite into some sourdough, sip on kombucha, or layer that kimchi on your rice bowl, just remember, you're enjoying the fruits of microscopic teamwork and probably a little luck. And if you're thinking of trying home fermentation, remember, trust the process and always label your jars. If you like this video, hit that like button and subscribe. Also, if you have suggestions for our next video, feel free to share them in the comments below. We'll be sure to give you an acknowledgement for your contribution. Thank you for tuning in, and join us next time here in the channel that answers all the why, what, who, where, and how questions you've always wondered about, here on Explaining Everything.